Hi, my name is Rayleigh Snyder, and this is my personal experience speech. It was the year 2014, which made me 12 years old and my brother Ray's 9 years old. We usually packed our lunch for school, so it was the night before and we were packing our lunch. I had already packed my lunch for the night before, so I went in and checked on my brother. And being the annoying sister that I am sometimes, I went up behind him and I squeezed him and I picked him up. Not thinking anything of it, he had a butter knife in his hand. Well, he turned around and tried to hit me, and he didn't think about it either. Well, when he tried to hit me, he left a cut in my face from the butter knife right here. And I could just see the shock in his eyes, and I really didn't know what was happening because I didn't feel anything. And he just looked at me and he started to scream. So my mom, she's like running into the kitchen and she's like, "Is everything okay?" And she looks at me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Rayleigh." And I'm like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And she's like carrying me to the bathroom. She was like in so much shock, she didn't even know what to say. So I get to the bathroom with her and she's like trying to put band-aids on my face because she knows that it's not very good. She's like, "Well, I think it's too deep. I think we're gonna have to take you to the hospital." And it was currently like 10 o'clock at night. So of course we had to go to the ER. And the closest hospital was 30 minutes away. So we're driving to the hospital and she's like freaking out. So I have this Kleenex on my face trying to keep it from bleeding. And we finally get there and I am terrified. Of course, I'm a 7th grade girl. I'm terrified. So we get inside and the ER guy, he's trying to calm me down. He's like, "Everything's gonna be okay." And I'm trying to relax the best I can because I know crying's not gonna make it any better at all. And so we finally get into the room and he's like, "Well, I don't think we're going to be able to just close this up with glue or butterfly stitches or anything. I think we're going to have to give you real stitches." And that just made me cry even more because I was terrified of getting the numbing shot in my face. So my mom, she's sitting there and she's holding my hand. She's like, "Really, everything's going to be okay." I was like, "Okay." So I just looked away. And before I know it, I can't even feel half side of my face. Everything's just numb. And he's like, "I'm going to put these stitches in your face." And I looked away. And before I knew it, I had 3 stitches in my chin right here from getting cut with a butter knife. And he's like cleaning it out afterwards. And he's like, "So what is this stuff that is in your chin?" I'm like, "My brother was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich." He's like, "You have peanut butter in your chin." I was like, so that made me laugh a little bit after I had just gotten stitches into my face. And so we were driving back home that night, 30 minutes back home, and my mom, she's trying to tell me everything's gonna be okay. Nobody'll make a big deal about it at school, because I was so worried about going to school with 3 stitches in my face. I was like, what am I gonna tell everybody? So I get to school after the weekend, and everybody's like, "What happened to you? What happened?" I was like, trying to think of all these ideas of like why I have 3 stitches in my face. And my mom's like, "Just tell him something. Like, it doesn't have to be true. Just tell him something happened." So finally, I tell someone, and I'm like, "My brother cut me with a butter knife." They're like, "Nuh-uh, nuh-uh, that couldn't be." I was like, "Yeah, for real. My brother cut me with a butter knife, and that's why I have 3 stitches in my face." Nobody would believe me, like, for the longest time. They're like, "A butter knife couldn't have left 3 stitches in your face." I was like, it really did. And so now I look back at it and I'm like, that was really embarrassing. But now I can say my brother cut me with a butter knife and I can look back and laugh at it. Like, not very many people can say, my brother cut me with a butter knife and it made me have to get 3 stitches in my face for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, the clinic physician at the hospital came to my mom's high school office and she pulled the 3 stitches out of my face, literally at the high school. It was such a weird experience, and she came here because I had perfect attendance or something like that. And it's just all like that really happened to me, and I can't say that very many people can. So